Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Hit for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Plain on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not puzzle making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. For real, 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 for real. Really real, really real, really real, really real. For real, for real, for real, for real. No liens on the whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just why I live, for real. For real, 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 for real. Really real, really real, really real, really real. For real, for real, for real, for real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Happy Monday to all, and let's make sure all systems go. Everything does look like it's working here. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what we have going on for today, Monday, and the week here. So start off with the calendar as usual here. Today's going to be Monday the 18th. We have the Jackson Hole Summit. When is the speeches in Jackson Hole? This is not going to be till Friday. So we have the whole week ahead of that. That is like the main focus for this week. A little bit of FOMC meeting minutes. Otherwise, not too crazy here. Of course, a bit of GBP CPI is going to be important. Yeah, a bit of GBP news and then unemployment claims. Regular, but mainly this Friday is going to be an interesting one with Powell speaking, especially with numbers coming a little bit higher, risking maybe no rate cut next month, and he's going to kind of address that and make it clear if they're still considering rate cuts or not. If they are, then it's going to send equities higher, and it will be positive for gold, etc., etc. Now, let's go ahead and look at the charts and see what we got going on the charts. Starting off with gold here, weekly time frame. Previous weekly closing bearish, slightly below this support here. See how that looks on other exchanges. Yeah, some are above, some are below. Nevertheless, we are kind of still range bound. Daily time frame, not showing clear direction. We're bouncing off this previous daily resistance here. Current daily went and tapped this daily resistance up here. Let's go mark that DR. And then we ended up rejecting a little bit above it. 4-hour time frame created a bullish candle but closed above it here. So we do have a bullish close above. We have this previous 4-hour support here. P, we can put P just so we know that it's previous. And we're mixed bias today. 1-hour time frame, bullish structure here, push up in the morning. 30-minute bullish structure, 15 bullish structure. 15 seemed to have rejected this resistance up here with the wicks, if we draw it accurately, yes. And right now we're trying to create some sort of supports. So my plan for today, the sells have kind of pushed down. Now this is a really interesting spot because I'm kind of planning to take buys above 50, but those buys could be, yeah, we can still get profit, but they can end up into that. So if I see that, I can look for, right, I can look for sells as well if we just get, especially if we get a straight candle push up. Otherwise, I'll be looking for buys. I would like to see a retest to previous 4-hour would be better here. It's not too essential, but of course it would increase probabilities. So yeah, buys above 50 would make sense here. Nice pullback we've had pre-session. It's better than being at highs. So we have a pullback here. If we can get some sort of support formed, we can maybe continue this uptrend. We have 6 minutes for the 15 to close. 5 minute will close 1 minute. So if we get a 5-minute change of structure plus 15 close, could end up being something interesting here. Now moving on to DAX here, see what DAX is doing for the day here. Clear up some of our lines. Just put this here because we know it's going to be here. 15. And let's go to weekly time frame on DAX. Doing what? We closed new weekly high here, but there's not enough fundamental reason for me to believe we are going to make all-time highs and continue. We could wick the all-time highs, but to continue past all-time highs, I don't see it. But nevertheless, this is a great close. Definitely giving us some bullish pressure, but we're lacking a bottom wick here. Daily time frame is closing bearish from the top of the range. Now that's very interesting to see that. Where this 15 is, we're going to adjust it to this daily resistance here, DR. And we're going to start to adjust some more lines. Check our 4 hours. That's all good here. Daily resistance fine. This one can go. This one can come down here. Now we're starting to build some ranges. So today actually mixed bias on DAX here, but with that daily closing bearish weekly flip about to be here, sells won't be out of the question. 1 hour time frame, we have this structural point here that we retest. Let's see that on 15. Okay, let's adjust to 15, and I think sells below here are quite straightforward today. Yeah, quite straightforward, looking for potential sells below here. I think we have a buy above, sell below type scenario today, which is quite nice. See how the 5 is looking there. Yep, that looks good. Yeah, so for me today, I'm going to be looking for sells below here, potentially buys above the range as well. But I'm more cautious on buys than I am for sells since we're coming from the top of the range back down. 4 hour target tapped, daily resistance tapped. So I'll be looking potentially see how that forms. Now fake outs back into the range. I need to see how that forms before making a full analysis on how I want to trade it. I want to see how this all looks on broker. Let's go ahead and mark the 15. So yeah, so we would come down, fill the gap as well, which would also, you know, fill that weekly. Now the buys above there as well. they could make sense, but we're going to see how everything forms here first and then take it from there essentially. So that's the plan here on DAX. We can have a look at some traditional pairs here. Just out of interest, how is GJ doing? Weekly time frame trying to break above the highs. If we do break out on GJ, it's going to be very interesting here. We have a daily resistance here. Should move that up here. Daily is closing bearish but respecting the range. So if we do break out on GJ, I'm interested in trying to trade GJ because it's been a long time since we broke out, and I feel like this is a range that you have to capitalize on. So let's see today if it wants to try. If not, it's just going to get stuck in here. 4 hours a bit of a mess for now. So my plan on GJ is actually gonna be to look for breakouts. If we come back down to the bottom of the range, today's messy to trade GJ, but if we come back down to the bottom of the range, I'll look for buys higher time frame and try hold those. Let's see if USD JPY is a little bit cleaner. See weekly time frame USD JPY closing bearish here. What is daily saying? Daily is at support. Oof, very tough zones we're forming on these currency pairs for the JPY. Not enough direction from the JPY. It's why we're seeing all that BS. Move this up to here. Put this as 4 hour resistance. This we can say buy. This we can say buy. So mixed bias here. Actually bearish bias, just bearish bias. But your selling ranges here, not the best, huh? I think gold and DAX are cleaner today, to be honest. You do have a tiny selling range here. It's not that small, but if you get a good close, you could fill it. What is that, 8? Yeah, it's not that bad. We'll see how it forms in there. Otherwise, it's choppy. Gold has much cleaner ranges. Look at this 15 about to close here. Did we get the 5 minute? Yeah, we're getting 5 minute change of structure as well. This could be something I'm interested in. The only thing I'm scared is, do we go back down to retest 4 hour support? Let's see how it ends up closing this candle here, you know. So let's see. We have this previous 4 hour here as well. We can just keep this as a 4 hour watch. We want to see if this reacts off it. So we want to actually see this tap now would be good. Problem is, how big is this candle gonna close? We're already working on something like 46 pips. We have the range. It's just about 1-to-1 to the top of the range. So we don't want it to blast anymore. It would be issues to see that. 1 hour will close bearish. Can we go for 5 stops? No, because we're not retesting a higher time frame level yet. We're only retesting the 1 hour. So remember, this could just be the pullback up to continue down bearish. It might not be a reversal just yet. So that's the biggest threat in this trade here. It actually is really tough as a trader to make a decision here, because it's like, do we need that previous 4 hour retest? Right? Or is this going to be enough? How are we supposed to know in this type of scenario? Because 1 hour will close bearish. 1 hour can easily come break the wick, retest previous 4 hour and still play out. So we have to trust fully this previous 1 hour is going to hold, which would make it easy if we were bullish bias, but we're not. That is the difference here. We're not bullish bias. We've tested daily resistance here. You know, actually, are we bullish bias? Yeah, we're sort of bullish bias. So, I mean, it could be a shot here. We're actually a little bit more bullish than we are bearish. So, I would say close above 50 is going to be warranted here. So, let's see how this ends up closing. I like the 5 minute change of structure, but I'd say stops have to go below that. So it closed below 50. I need to check on broker. Easier to check on here with a line. If we're above, no bottom wick on broker. Still I have, but I want to see if we're above 50 on broker. Where is 50? 50, 50, 50. No, well below on broker. Jesus. Whoa. Yeah. So we're below 50 on broker, no bottom wick on this candle, so no entry. So what I would like to see is at least a bottom wick, then I can consider entering maybe above this 30-minute high, something like that. But bottom wick has to come first. That is going to be super important. Then I can think about entry, because I could enter break of this wick. That would be well away from 50, but I need a bottom wick. Right, so that's going to be important. I just noticed as well DAX went, but it didn't close above daily resistance. But we did get 30 close above and 1 hour candle looking like this. But this would have been a break-even trade maybe. Unless you just ballsy hold it with no 5-minute structure. Unless I drew my daily resistance wrong. Let's double check. It's slightly off. Let's see if it did end up. No, it didn't anyways. So yeah, let's see. Still no bottom wick on broker. 30 closing bearish isn't a threat. Yeah, that's all a threat. You have 1 hour closing bearish, 30 closing bearish, but we're slightly more bullish bias. That's why we need the confirmation of bottom wicks and stuff like that. I like this 5-minute change of structure. It's great. I know there's a little wick here, but it's not on my broker, and I'm gonna go, I standardize it. I just standardize it, and this is showing me it's always risky when we push up first before coming down, especially on a move like this. If you go look at these pullback trades, all of the pullbacks, right? Let me show you, like when we do these pullback trades, when we end up pulling back, the next candle normally gives some business. I mean, this closed deep, but next candle did some business here, pulling back. Here, look, the next candle even closed bearish here. This candle at least had some sort of bottom wick. These candles, of course, liquidity grab deep. Let's see some more pullback. This is a downtrend, doesn't count. This is more of an uptrend here. This is kind of like what we have today, right? Big move up, big move down. We actually made a bullish support, then came down, deeper liquidity grab, then went up. But here I would argue that we didn't tap that yet. So that's why I wanted to retest that. But we still have the 4 hour there as a threat. That 4 hours so close, it's a previous level. So we should, if we're gonna go up today, we will be able to push past it. But the question is, we need something to break it. So that's why breaking the high would be your most aggressive entry possible. Something closing above is better, but breaking the high is gonna be very important. But now we do have a bottom wick on broker, so we can start to see how this ends up forming. Does 5-minute candle close above 50s? What ends up happening? Seems like we're trying to break the highs here. You know what? I'll give it a short break of high. I'll give it a short break of high. So let's see. If it re-breaks high now, should be okay. Now that we've come up, tested it, I'll give that a shot. 30 or 15-minute high. Ooh, that's not a bad question, man. Yeah, that's a good one. That's only like, what is that the difference of? 2 pips? Yeah, it would be worth it. It's 2 pip difference. We get extra confirmation. I quite like that. Only 2 pip difference. Go break of 30-minute high. It's good. And then we can put stop loss below here for 34 pips. Because we're going break of 30 high. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Now we have a close above 50 as well. This is nice. This is very nice to see this. Because now if it reflips here, I start to feel more confident. Wouldn't you prefer the buys above the 4 hour? I would, but the 8 minutes, if it ends up closing somewhere here, it's going to be too late. Right? It's going to be too deep to take a buy up there. To be honest, I don't mind this. I would actually way prefer if this was to reject here and we get above later. So it makes actually my life easier if that was to happen, because we get more confirmation. Especially if this thing closes bearish, it's going to be great. I'd prefer the 15 to close bearish here than wait for next one to close above. That would be sick. Which would also be the 30-minute closing bullish. 5 bearish and then bullish close above would be nice. Yeah, only problem with that. Oh, yeah. That would have to happen in the next 5 minutes. Yeah, that would be sick, because then we get a double 15-minute close above plus that. Yeah, that would also be another really good one. Anyways, make sure to leave a like on the stream, guys, for volume. If you don't leave a like, we get no volume. 300 of us in here, get the likes up to 100, would appreciate it. If this 5-minute candle closes deep like this, breaking, engulfing basically, I would prefer another 5 closing above. So I'd probably wait for that. The nice thing is I could use smaller stop losses. I could use this small stop loss, which will be the 15-minute low if the next one closes above. So that's going to be my plan. So instead of going with this with stop loss below here, if this closes like this, which it looks like it might, but it might close doji like this. We don't know. Last 32 seconds, something could happen. Then I'll delete this buy stop. Wait for the 5-minute to close above. That would also be the 15-minute candle closing above. We'd have two 15-minute candles closing bullish. 5-minute change of structure. Plus, then I could run the 15-minute stop loss, which is going to be like 18 pips, which is way better than a 30 pip stop loss. Give me better risk to reward. Alright, so we did close like that, so I'm going to do that same plan there. I'm going to do that plan, and we're going to see how it is. See what DAX is doing quickly. Oof, 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 oof. Daily resistance, no joke. But we keep an eye on the sells here. That's our liquidity for the sells. Do you trade pre-London session? Of course, pre-London session is way better than after London Open. leading into London Open is the best. Just after London Open is fine as well. You know, there is some good setup, especially on stuff like DAX and stuff like that. But otherwise, pre-London is great. Excuse me. Pre-London is great. Are you in the gold trade? No, I said my plan of what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the 5 to close above, then I'll look at it. Hi, how often is your GT3 in the shop, or is it incredibly reliable? They're incredibly reliable, those cars, bulletproof. Maybe small niggles here and there from you driving aggressively, tracking it, you know. But then you get warranty, so they sort everything out for you. But no, that's not like a classic supercar like the old McLarens and stuff like that just give you nightmare. These cars don't give you nightmare. Man, they're built for racing, you know. Okay, let me ask you this. Whoever watches races, how many times have you seen it more, like, have you seen it a common trend? Like, even if you watch F1, because it's the same, how many people have to stop racing because their car gets messed up? Not much. Yeah, it barely happens anymore. Like maybe once in a while, but it's not the main factor. The main factor, if someone, Rodney watches 24-hour. These cars run 24 hours straight, and you will barely get, for especially the GT3s, but any cup car, you're barely getting them have to stop because of mechanical issues. And most of the mechanical issues is either because they hit someone and they bent a rod or something, or because they got hit in the... They'll use tape to repair the cars. Yeah, that's mostly for cosmetic. You always see them full of tape. Right, 2 minutes here. We see DAX pushing down. We wonder how DAX is going to close here. It's closing quite deep. No 1 minute structure. There is, but it's not the best. So we'll see. This could be an option as just an... Oh, as I said it, we're pushing down deeper and deeper. 16 to get here is about 13. It's not bad, but it can't push down anymore. So what I'd like to see now is it go to create 1 minute structure, and then by the time we would have that. Is it true that McLaren's piece of shit? They give a lot of headache, yes. Then they lose a lot of value, especially once they're out of warranty. But the new ones, the 750S and stuff like that, apparently they're really good. They're being okay. I mean, if you have a McLaren, you need it under warranty, you know. Are cars cheaper out there than the US? No, yes and no. So for example, BMW here is super expensive because there's no factories. In US, you have factories nearby. So BMW here are ridiculous prices. Other cars, they're around the same price. They're the same price, but then we don't pay any tax. So there's no tax on our purchase. So the car is the same price, but you don't pay tax. All right, 30 seconds here. Let's see how this ends up forming. If we can get a decent top wick, could be an option here. Gold is not closing above. Yeah, I probably will need that decent top wick here. So let's see if that can form. So it would be an aggressive entry and then aggressive trade here. Ooh, no bottom wick, no top wick. So no entry for me there. Literally, no bottom wick, gap, no top wick. Nothing I can do with that. That's like a no entry type thing. Do you go to church in Dubai? Yeah, there are churches in Dubai, man. There's a few. So now we can look for retracements back down, but yeah, it's very hard to take something like that. I was even risking it here, trying to aggressively sell. So if it's not going to even give me a top wick, then I'm just playing with fire. On my broker, it closed right at 5 minutes support to the left. I have no support. I have a gap on my broker. This is a gap here. So yeah. 1 minute, 1 minute. There's someone outside. I have to come back.
Yeah, that's no global. No, I've never been there. Sorry. Yeah.
Alright, I'm back. And who's shouting on mic? Who's that unmuted? Kyle is unmuted, sneezing in mic.
Kyle.
I'll mute him, I'll mute him. Ooh, nice liquidity grab on gold. If this closes above now, it's nice. I caught that sell. Good, man. Well done. For me, just open, no top wick, no bottom wick, just dumped. I would have to enter here. But yeah, this is the move I wanted, right? Nice to see. Very clean. If you guys didn't watch yesterday's video, it's on the channel. You guys can go watch yesterday's video. I'll link it here. There you go. Go watch the new video. Is the stream rate recorded since 4 years ago? No, it recorded since I started tracking the trades. Is there such thing as negative slippage? You can be slipped past your TP. So let's say you put a TP somewhere and then it slips you past that TP. That can happen, yeah. So you get slipped into more profit. Maybe a few to the light side, maybe. We'll see. See, this is nice if this can keep rejecting now. Big liquidity grab. 30-minute will close bullish in 7 minutes. So if this can do some business in 7 minutes, I like it, man. Just needs to move its ass for the next 7 minutes, which is quite some time in the markets, right? We know that. A lot can change. Hi, I love your streams. I've developed a trade journal which is 100% free. I just want to give back to the community. Would it sound nice to help you grow it? We already have 200 users. Would it sound nice? I don't know if it would sound nice. But yeah, just put the name. People can search it. No problems. It just tapped me out 3,347. I took that break setup 1 on Asian session. Which setup 1? This one here. Yeah, that's a fine setup, but again, you know, this is my point. You say you see that every Monday, but things change, you know? That is my whole point behind it, is things change. So consider always closing something, right? Especially if you're running smaller stop loss. So it's okay to play your idea, but give yourself some room. So secure something, because it's always nice to take something out. The market would be my... But if that was your plan to hold, then you can't be upset with the break even here. If anything, you should just probably just leave it with a managed stop loss. I don't know where your original stop loss was, so maybe you had to go break even. But the good thing is hopefully London can continue that move, right? This is just a retest. So that idea that we broke out, now we're coming back, we can maybe continue that move. And maybe we can catch that leg, you know? Maybe we can catch that leg. So let's see here, 4 minutes. If gold can wake up a little bit and flip and close bullish would be great. Stop loss placement, I think we would have to run something like a 30 pipper. It's not that bad. How big is our target with a 30 pipper? Oh yeah, it's still cooking. As long as 30 closes above 50, I think we can still go break of high. Because what's the reason? Why would it need to make support break this high again just to go down? That means we're just fully wrong today. We've liquidated. That means today is like a manipulation day. We're just trying to mess up everyone. because that would have mean we went up, we retested here, we tried to break it again, we came down, liquidity grab, we go up, liquidity grab the highs, and then come back down. So we just see that. Can you check BTC for 1 minute? Yeah, looks like we're gonna cool off a bit, pull back. Looks like a pullback is due here. Probably want to come down, retest this one first, probably retest these lows, definitely an option here. But let's see first what happens here. Small bounce here I'd expect. And then we come back from it, but definitely looks like it wants to cool off here. But it's following the stock market. If we break this weekly, it's game over. But look, whole stock market is wanting to cool off a bit. Weekly rejecting, you can see it on daily. Daily giving a top candle here, that's a scary candle to have. Big rejection wick upside. Look at S&P, same rejection, and Nasdaq as well. So we're all seeing a little bit of the same thing. What can you say about USD JPY? We were looking at it beginning of stream. Make sure to show up to beginning of stream. We're saying how we're kind of stuck in this terrible range. So there's maybe an option to sell below here. If we get a perfect close, good stop loss placement, there's some tight sells. Otherwise, you're just going to struggle here, man. Just going to struggle. Same story in the past 2 months. They take highs and lows and reverse. Look at charts. Nope, not always. Not always. Especially to do it only on like a 5-minute time frame. It's not always. That means that we're just not picking direction. Maybe on higher time frame take high and lows, yes, but not in one direction. So let's see. We're looking a little bit low volume here. A little bit tired. Come on, gold. Wake up. Push. Get above 50. Close this 30 bullish. Give us that momentum. See how DAX has developed here as we push down to the bottom of the range. It's a great push here. So retesting 4-hour support here. Now we can change this to support. Could see some buys from down here back up. Gap is filled. Right? Gap is filled. We could see some buys back up, but I don't think this is fully tapped just yet. So I want to see this properly tapped. We'll draw it super accurate, but I want to see it properly tapped. So then I can see some buys back up here. Would quite like the buys. Would make sense as well. Daily is of course a threat. But for a session we could get a bounce. If we start to get below, if today just wants to absolutely fly down, we have ranges. I'm not too worried about not having ranges. So we'll see. Ah, gold is really trying, last 50 seconds. Do it then, do it. Go gold. Come on. Last 50 seconds. Give us a bullish candle. It's trying so hard. It's just so stuck, man. I mean, if we just had a little bit more volume, it would actually get moving, but it's just tired. So anticlimactic, man. Hey Harry, you said you should type the name, but my message is getting deleted. You're probably writing a link. Just type the name, man. Links just don't work on YouTube as a whole. You can't post links on a whole. So just write the name. I can't be the only one asking why Harry doesn't. I don't like it. I don't like it. I've won twice. Alright, so 30 bearish here. We need to wait for a 15 above. We need to wait for a 15 above. I don't even know if a 5 is going to be enough to do it. We'll see. Maybe. Maybe a 5 will be enough to do it. But especially if a 5 closes bearish then above, I feel like that would be, you know, some sort of breakout. And then we could not break out, but finally we're leaving this range. This is a pullback trade. Otherwise, we have to slog it out for 14 minutes here, which if price wants to be nice and actually creates, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of, 7 minutes downside and then 8 minutes of upside, then we could have, you know, the close above. Then we could have the close above. Now, since we didn't tap the 4 hour, seems fishy to me. This seems fishy to me. Could we get sells back down is my question as well. We will find out in the next episode. Another retest to 4 hour would be good. It wouldn't be bad, but the problem is that we've done this. If this liquidity grab had liquidity to grab from 4 hour, when it broke these lows, it would have driven to 4 hour. Like high, and it's not that it's over now, but it's a high chance. It's a high chance. Damn, that scared me, man. Oh, good morning. That'll wake you up. What have we got? Why are those so loud? Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this name. Appreciate the donation. You don't need to donate, but I do appreciate that. But I don't know how to say your name. Someone has to try help me pronounce this name. This is the name. Let's see. Exclusive group can help. How do you pronounce that? Melancholy is my guess. Melancholy, but maybe it's right. Melancholy. I've never heard that name. Melon. I don't think it's melancholy. Melancholy. Okay, fine. What country is that from? Wonder. Yeah, we can call them Wonder. Wonder is easier. Thank you, Wonder. Oh, there we go. They actually said it. Melancholy. But do you pronounce the last one Cholly or Collie? I would say in English it's Collie. Melancholy. Means somber. Okay. What? Where? From where? From where? English word for sober, really? Houston, damn. You wrote sober, bro. You wrote sober. Manning is trying to see. Look, he wrote sober. Now he's saying somber, not sober. Do you know any cuss word in Indian language? Of course, chutia. I know cuss words in Indian language. Don't worry. Know all. Can call you what you want. Can offend you how you want. So be careful.
Who called my name? I thrive in this type of business.
Alright, Dex. Show me your hand. Let's see what your plan is. Is this pullback to continue down or are we going to start reversing? Show me your hand. 4 hour didn't retest. Risky. But I still feel... today is a tough one, man. Because I feel like we could see some downside. Especially, you know, on daily now we're closing bearish. Once we leave this daily low... 4 hour making lower high, we could be the guy who gets the lower low. Let's see, let's see. Let's see. Gold, you're really upsetting me, gold, today, man. Unbelievable. Literally, we showed up to the charts here. We've had 15, 30, 45 potential minutes of going sideways. Come on. Wake up, gold. Gold is fun today? Yes, big fun. Any martial arts experience? Who? Me? Do I have any martial arts experience? No, I had hand-to-hand combat, but then when I broke my arm, see the surgery here, and I have plates in my arm, it's too much pain. Too much pain. So I can't. Do you use leverage when trading or just raw cash? I use leverage. Take advantage of that. Iron Man, little bit, yes, little bit. Harry, how's electricity fees in Dubai? Since people are using AC most of the time, they are high? Yes, they will be high. How does that work at airport? These are demagnetized. So they don't go off in the airport because they're demagnetized. Every day you guys stream? Yes, we do. Monday to Friday. Watch me trade, see what I do on a day-to-day basis. Only thing you need to be part of the team is to leave a subscribe. And then if you want to take things seriously, we have that as well. But if you want to remain in the gulag, that is fine as well. You can try to use arnica oil. It's not the scars that hurt, it's the plates themselves. So if I hit like this, oh shit, I'm gonna mess up my PC, or I hit something, or I punch really hard, I feel the plates vibrate, you know. Especially if someone just squeezes my arm like this, they can dig their finger into the plate and it's really painful because you're pushing metal into a bone. So it's not feasible to fight. It's not feasible to fight like that. I mean, hit a piece of metal against something hard and you hear the sound ting. Imagine that's happening on the edge of your arm. It vibrates your bone like a motherfucker. Of course, there's skin in between to stop that, but it still hurts. Any issues in gym with that? Not to stop me from going gym, but some things are uncomfortable. Like really heavy bicep curls. It hurts. Hurts the plates a lot. How big are they? They're like, you know, this big, 12 screws. So 6 screws in each, 3, and then both sides. Will the plates be removed? Yes, I could have removed them. I could have removed them, but I didn't. I didn't remove them. I imagine hammer curls with pain, they don't hurt as much. They hurt way less. Anything in my hand neutral, it's just when you supinate your hand, it hurts. Because it's like the bottom plate. I had mine removed. Yeah, I think I should have removed it. I just waited too long. It's been in now for like 10 years. Take things seriously, tell me more. No, if you just want to learn from me and get, you know, basically more information, get my whole courses free, then you can join the exclusives. We have an exclusive group. That would be it, you know. You want to trade with me during NY session, you want to train with me in all of this stuff, then that's it. Forearm exercise painful? No. It's okay. It's just anything heavy supinated. So gold is still trying. Looking at DAX, but that thing dump still waiting for gold to close above. Yeah. DAX, I was waiting for a good top wick. I was going to go aggressive trade here. But, you know, I was risking it with no 1 minute structure. There's up here, but, you know, yeah, I had the same as you still. So I literally said, okay, fine. If it reflips and makes a really decent top wick, like I'm literally relying on only this previous level here. Like even with stops up here, like this, you only have that 1 minute structure to protect. So we really needed that top wick. You're leaning more on the bullish side on gold for now, yeah, until proven otherwise. Is New York better than London in terms of volatility? Recently, yeah, but not throughout the whole year. The first quarter and half of the second was very good. London was cooking actually, way better than New York. But NYSE is pretty consistent. That's why I have NYSE as backup. So, yeah. This week in the exclusive group, we did a very interesting webinar actually. And I want to remind the people who are in it to watch that webinar. If you didn't watch the webinar, you have to watch it. If you were there live, you guys obviously saw it. You can watch it back. We talked about how to trade the open. All of these trades, we went through all of the trades and the similar scenarios that I've been taking. All of these trades have been in NYSE, like literally this plan buys above here. But these trades have happen at open. So you have to know how to take it when you get these big moves like this. And it might seem easy me showing you a screenshot here, but in reality, there's a few tricks you have to learn, especially with these open trades like this. We literally went over these trades. I showed the guys how to execute it, how you would manage it, blah, 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 blah. And I think it was a pretty interesting webinar. I enjoyed explaining it. I think we got a lot out of that in terms of explanations and stuff like that. So if you haven't watched it already, please watch it, guys, because it will drastically change your NY trading understanding. Previous level on gold, you marked it crossed through twice. Let's have a look which level. This one here crossed through once. This level here crossed through once, but I'm keeping it as watch. Now, the thing is, if this 15 closes like this, I still feel comfortable taking it break of high. I think we will still be okay. I was always hoping to join webinar live. I have to go to church, so I just have to watch it. That's the best thing, man, is that it's recorded anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then you're here, we have our Zoom calls every day, so you can just, any questions you have, ask there. Ask in the calls, right? Let's see. 30 seconds, man. It's looking a bit slow, man. Come on, 30 seconds. We have to close strong. We have to close strong. Needs to wake up. Needs to wake up. Really needs to wake up this. Man, this looks like it's going to reject yet again. I mean, the longer the consolidation, we can get a good breakout. It's just a matter of patience. The scary thing is in London is this indicating low volume, because the next candle close here is going to be a great candle. So if we get the close next candle, it's going to be a max confirmation trade. There'll literally be no more confirmations we can have. Because if the next candle closes bullish, we will have a 1 hour candle closing bullish. We will have the 30-minute candle closing bullish. We'll have the 15-minute candle closing bullish with a change of structure. You literally cannot get any more confirmation to continue. So if it does end up and not do anything stupid, because the longer we wait, the more time it has to make a resolution. You see what I'm saying? Because now we have to wait 15 minutes for that close. During that 15 minutes, since we've been ranging for longer, price has the chance to make a resolution. Now this is the time where many people try break the plan because they're sick of waiting, and now you get impatient and you really don't want to miss the move because you've been sitting here planning it. But this is where you have to imagine you just showed up to the charts. And if you just showed up to the charts right now, would you have started breaking the rules? No. Because this is where people are going to be like, if a 1 minute candle closes above here, I'll take the breakout. If I see this, if it breaks the high, especially if it starts moving there fast, you're going to be intimidated. And that's where you make that last minute decision. You take a FOMO trade and then you go and mess up your day. And then you look back and you feel like you've taken something good because you followed everything, you just didn't wait that last second. Remember, whatever happens now until the close is outside of your control. It's not your trade. You have to control what you control in the market. We don't have a lot of control in the market once we're in the trade. So let's try control what we can to make sure we have the best possibility to win. Otherwise, long term, it becomes such a tough game because we're fighting against too many factors. And this is why I messed up so much in the beginning. You know? What's the 4 watch on the charts? Previous 4-hour level, but I'm not too worried about it when we cross through now. If gold, I mean DAX gets into this zone, we have a big clean zone here. See how it looks on 5. Yeah, we're clean until this. So there could be some sells here with the open, maybe before, who knows. We are dumping down here, so we could have a big selling day. I rather take it on pullbacks. We tried a continuation like this. You guys remember we took the continuation, gave us 75% to TP. Same type of scenario where we had a push already and then we had the continuation. So if I see the continuation and we get to 75% to TP and it starts to struggle, right? If it starts to struggle, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to close. Or maybe close 80%, leave 20% for full runner, because on daily time frame, this shit has a lot of room. So does 4-hour, right? 4-hour could literally dump to any one of these. But we'll just take it by step. Because this shit could reverse and we can start buying for London Open. If you guys enjoying the value I'm giving on stream, make sure to leave a like. I would appreciate it. A lot of value today about staying patient, how it's keeping you safe, blah, blah, blah. Where are you from? Your accent seems familiar. I'm originally British, but I'm born in Dubai. Harry, not being a suck up, but I respect your consistency on stream and in VIP. It inspires everyone that you can achieve things in life when you show up and continue to develop your craft. Much love. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that, and it's not a suck up. And no, this is the people I stream for, is the people who respect. NYSE stream, if we get 600 viewers, yes. If we get, I'm planning maybe to do NYSE stream for 6 months. Not 6 months, sorry. For holy shit, that would be crazy to stream both for 6 months. For at 600 viewers for a month, right? So we'll see. I will stream it maybe for a week, and we'll see how it goes after a week. If people are not really interested, then there's no point, because why should I just stream for a couple of people who would just want to try to take advantage? But if it's something fun, something new, I'm enjoying it, then I'll continue to do it. But I know long term it's not sustainable. You have to realize I've been doing tons of streams, so it has to be something sustainable for me, because I'm here to trade. I'm not here to just stream for no reason. Okay. This is the week where we have NY stream. Every week we have NY stream, man. Every day? No. That I'm still deciding. It's a lot for someone to do that, you know, because it's not just trading. You're hosting a whole stream, you know. So I have to make sure, because I've already done over like 600 streams, you know, and it gets to a point where you have to balance, because I have a lot of goals. And NY on Wednesday this week? Yes, Kareem, yes. It is on Wednesday this week. But I would do it just as like a challenge, just to show people and to say I've done it, and just to show people how I trade and why, etc. You know what I mean? Something like that. What's your take on NQ? What time frame, man? What time frame? It depends. It'll have different analysis on different time frames. So yeah, big thank you for the video on funded account. Yeah, I thought I wanted to do that. There was a few acquisitions. We're making. People said that I bought multiple accounts and just showed the good one. That is not true, because when I started this funded account, I announced it to everyone. And I said when I was going to start. They don't know that because they're just watching outside from in, right? So I actually announced, and I actually took people through when I was $200 from passing, doubled down, started again. Then when I was close to passing, I literally sent the trade that made me pass. Another person said that I lied about finishing it in 2 weeks, but I don't get that, because I literally showed the calendar that's there. So yes, I know a lot of gurus do fake that. And that's why I originally did not want to post it, because I literally said in the introduction of the video, passing a challenge is not the real goal, getting paid is, right? That is the real goal. And, you know, 6% might seem like, you know, difficult task for a lot of people. And it is a difficult task for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people struggle to make 10% profit target, pass their challenge. And it's a part where a lot of people get stuck. And if I don't make content like that, then how is it going to help people? People just want to flex their payouts and stuff like that, even though that's important, and that's not to flex, but that's the main part of trading. Let's be realistic here. Most people are getting stuck on passing the challenge. And I think it's refreshing for people to see like, hey, let Harry do one and let's see how he does. Right? Let's just see how he does. You know, and especially announce when I'm going to do it and stuff. So they need to realize that there's a lot of gurus who would never expose themselves like that, because what if I kept failing, right? Then I'm going to make myself look like an absolute idiot, right? An absolute idiot, right? Even though I don't think that would be the case, but you never know, right? What happens? Maybe you get unlucky and, you know, I've announced, hey, I'm taking a challenge. Let's see how it goes. How's it going, Harry? Oh, I failed. How's it going? Oh, I failed. How's it going? Oh, I failed. It's going to sound bad. Right? Of course, I would be the guy to find out why, and I don't think that'd be the case. But literally, I show all the trades in this challenge, right? And you can go watch the video. I recommend you all watch the video, because you can learn a big lesson. First of all, 6% profit target. You can see my stats, right? And you can see on the calendar here how little trades I take, 1 to 2 trades a day. Not massive profit, it still does the business. You need to learn a lot from that lesson. People really trying to push their profits. It's just about consistency. I also show the trades that I take. Every single trade that I take on there, you guys can see, right? Every single trade you can see, and you can see it's my plans. Anyone who knows my strategy will see that, hey, yeah, that is something Harry does. It's literally simple setups. The breaker's previous 15 high, isn't that setup 3? No, it wouldn't be. I watched you watch it, but you advised me not to increase my risk because I'm still learning. Yeah, there's no point. If you're still in a learning phase, unless you want to use the account to learn, you can risk more, but then risk losing the account. So it's your choice. It's budgeting, right? For example, when I did the first one and I said, I want to full margin that account, I knew that, hey, I can budget to buy another account. Now, guess what? I was $200 from passing the account. I lost $200 and then I risked 400 because then you make it, you would pass. I lost the 400, then I risked 800. I lost that, then I went and risked it again, and then I hit daily loss limit. The second one I did, because this was the second try, I just followed my plan. I followed my plan and then it passed. And I don't have that luck. Like, people talk about luck, like, hey, let me just take 2 big trades and pass my account, or 1 big trade. You see it online, right? These guys pass their accounts with 1 big trade. Just never worked for me, man. Every time I want to hit something big, I end up losing. Always. Like, for me, and I don't know if it's the same for other people, because every time you try to do something, even as simple as increase lot size, right? How many people have increased their lot size and that trade is a loser? You know? So I realized that that is reality. People just show the bright side. Because there's so many people who, you know, there's so many people who are just showing the bright side, you know, who are just showing, but they're not showing how many times they failed. They just want to flex that. So you realize that quick. Man, gold is completely switched off, man. What is it doing? Maybe we just look at DAX here, see if we can get some sells. 5-minute bait, yeah. Let's see the open here in 3 minutes, man. 3 minutes, I think it's worth to wait 3 minutes. I've been learning your strategy for a few weeks here and been using some of my own knowledge. You've helped me bring 3 evaluations back from 400 drawdown to 1,000, excuse me, 1,500 and 2K from passing. Let's go, man. Let's go. Every time you up risk, it's a loss. Not sure on a trade, go half risk, it's a rocket. Facts, man, right? So when these guys show, okay, I passed my account in 1 trade, if I try that, I'll fail how many counts before that? You know, but if I just follow my plan, it works better, you know? And that's what I kind of wanted to show in that video and why I decided to post, even though I mentioned many times that that is not the goal, right? As an advanced trader, do not be impressed at passing account, because that's where it's a task, it's not what pays me. That's why I'm actually super demotivated to do them. But take value in, okay, how calm, how I just stuck to things, and how far experience can get you, you know? Like, it's not that you're a bad trader, it's maybe you're just not ready as a trader, right? You want to achieve goals fast, and it might be easy for me to pass an account, but when you try it, it's really hard. But that's fine. That just means you need to improve, whether that's you focus in on what you think needs to be done or whatever it is, but it will come. Because honestly, if I can do it, then everyone else can. There's no doubt about that. And that's not some cheesy thing saying. That's because I'm a guy who's doing it without trying to fool anyone. You know, I literally said, you know, I went on a market that I've never traded before, futures, which is the same. And I literally announced when I would start it, you know, and there you go. Did the rules suit your strategy? For sure. My strategy is such a safe strategy, even the strictest rules on a prop firm would never affect. Never affect. The only limitation you would have on my strategy would be something like lot size, because sometimes we get very nice stop loss, and if they reduce, like don't allow you to use a bigger lot size, it might cause that. You've maybe said this multiple times. Could you please tell me where to learn your strategy on the very first video? So many good ones needing a strategy 101. Yeah, I mean, the best part, of course, is going to be the exclusive group for sure. But if you're just wanting something to just get started, then you can go watch any one of my free courses. Watch the 2025 one, obviously, would be more updated. But watch the free course. That's a good one to start. And then if you want to take things seriously and actually get like feedback from me and stuff, that would be your next step. And that's it. Both are feasible options. I'm always a guy to give free value first, but some people just want things fast and stuff like that. My prop firm doesn't allow group trading, so I couldn't use your strategy to trade. They won't know it's group trading because you're pressing the button. They won't know it's group trading. As long as you make your own plans, you're pressing the button. There's no way to prove. Just because you take, there's no way to prove. They're talking about mass group trading. All right, let's see how DAX did on market open here. So we see a pop up first. No bottom wick, which is very interesting. 1 hour closing below. I quite like this 5-minute structure formed. If we can close below here, I'm interested in sells. Have like a 24-point stop loss. And then break even would be 16 points is enough. And then our max target here is 43. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad in terms of range. Let's see about closes. Now gold unfortunately is fell asleep. Again, it's closing. We have the 30-minute bearish, 1 hour bearish now. So still, if a 15-minute candle can close above here, it will be valid. But until that happens, it's sleeping. It's sleeping. So here the DAX flipping now. We'll see in 3 minutes, 48 seconds. If it just flies below here, there's nothing I can do. It's just going to be, unless I FOMO entry. But FOMO entry at the lows, what a, I don't know. It's kamikaze for me. Kamikaze. It's just not my style. It's not my style. You know, random stop loss, FOMO entry at lows to work on a day like today, but you know, otherwise kamikaze. Selling into 15-minute support, selling into 30-minute support. Only thing is 1 hour. So based on 1 hour, it makes sense, but 1 hour stops are mad here. Mad 1 hour stops. 96 points, which you could run 96 point stops. It's an option. We'll see. Looks like I'm gonna eat the whole range today. DAX been really weird like this the way recently. Just really is messy price action. DAX tap daily? Which daily? You mean the daily resistance up here? Yeah, it did. So I was whole planning the sells, but look, I mean, even I'm looking today even at higher time frame entry. I was looking at how can I get in for higher time frame entry, but I couldn't see any way for higher time frame entry. 1 hour there was no entry. Closed bullish the last one. 30-minute no entry on 30 as well. 15 was not. 15 we were trying to get in. There was, but it didn't. It opened gap, no top wick, no bottom wick. Right, there was an opportunity. Wasn't there active thunder? What time frame, man? Where's your active thunder? So you're gonna take a thunderstorm straight into a support. All these supports here. I mean, you could force it, yeah. Now that it's played out, but otherwise, you know, oof. You could force it though. It's no problem. Just FOMO entry the trade. Immediately break even after 5 points. Previous daily support. Yeah, it's just blasting through everything right now. Yeah, this was the one, man. This was the one up here. This would have been the one, not even these. You went on the flip? Yeah, I mean, if it flips here and you can get a scenario where you can go break even fast, yes. But I was looking to see if we could get the close here. If 5 closes above here on, we could try taking it break of 30-minute high. You know, we could try it. 4 minutes. I wonder if this would be okay just to take it break of 30-minute high. It feels super aggressive. Too aggressive, don't have any close. Yeah, I mean even the 5 close is aggressive. Do you stream New York session? In New York session, I'm in my exclusive group. I send my analysis and I send my NY trade ideas. I might stream NY just as like a challenge, just to do it for a little bit, just to show you guys. That's why I was thinking just to go break of the hype. I knew it's this type of bullshit it's doing. It was a question here, then you can be aggressive. I took it break of high. Yeah, it's valid. It's valid. I was talking about it like this. Break of high. Now you just need to watch it. Valid because open? No, it's very aggressive. It's just you're playing the idea that we've rejected many times and now you're breaking the 30. Now would be the problem, right? So now you'd have to watch. It's just an aggressive entry today. Like it's one of those where you're playing the overall higher time frame idea. How is it valid? There's no close on any time frame. You remember the original idea of this support forming here? So you have this support forming. You're playing the idea, you're not playing the close. You're playing the idea, not the close. So this is your original support. That was the entry from here. Nothing invalidated that. Right? We didn't get any close below, any close above. It just respected that support. So that entry option still remains an option here if you just rely on today's analysis going up. Yeah. It's just the risk is you have no confirmation that right now it's going to go, right? This thing could break the high, then come back down, and then come back up. You know, it's so many different things could happen. So you just take that risk and be like, look, I'm going to go ahead with the original entry idea and give it a shot. You know? We'll see the 5-minute close here if we get a bottom wick. Very, very aggressive. Agree? I agree, man. Still, I agree, man. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't like them because it makes me nervous in the trade. If we had a 1-hour close, completely different, right? Completely different. I don't like them. Otherwise, I would have taken it myself. But it's there, you know, it's there as something. It's just, this is the risk now. You're sweating in all of this. If 5 doesn't close above, you know, all of that stuff. But we could have a wick fill here if the 5 does want to close above and make a bottom wick. So let's keep an eye on that. Yeah, so we're trying to make a bottom wick there. Let's see what 1 minute structure is saying. 1 minute has a break of structure. So I want to wait a little bit more. Maybe for at least the 1 minute to close bullish inside here. Otherwise, 15-minute close will be my one, man. 4 minutes. Every time I do something aggressive, you know what happens? Yeah, you know it with me as well. Without a close here, this would be like your management as well. 1 minute breaks of structure here. Good management. So now, hopefully, it will be nice and I get my actual entry that I want, which is breaking the high. Which would be sick here. Because this 15 even opened up on a little bit of a gap, which is not a big deal, but showing me heavy volume came there. We didn't retest that gap yet, so maybe it wants to do that first. But let's see how this 1 minute structure forms. We want to see if a bullish 1 minute candle comes like this, maybe I can enter half and then the rest on the close. Depends what time. 3 minutes 43 seconds. Yeah, let's see. What's 4W? Just a watch zone. It's a previous 4 hour, but I just put it 4W. See? There's a previous 5. Might be better above there. We're not rejecting it directly, so I'm hoping we just get the 15. The 15 is what I'm looking for here. That's what I want now. It's just a classic 15. Since this didn't tap anything, we can take a wick fill. But that's what I'm looking for here is a classic 15. Putting SL here counts as double protection only after the close. Yeah, you want to give it a little bit of gap as well. But yeah, after the close, not before. Right, so now we're getting this 1 minute candle here. And now I have to make that decision again, right? Can I wait for the 15 in 2 minutes or what? Oof. Two minutes. 1 minute about to close above as well. 5 minute about to break its own high. Yep. I'll wait 2 minutes. Famous last words. Watch it be up here.
Harry, I was kind of looking to like take that as like a 1 minute setup too, but I actually kind of opened no bottom hook on broker. It was just way too fast. Just I'd be straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, you had to take it on that aggressive option, right? That's what I mean. Sometimes it's better to take it on the aggressive option. Harry, hope you have a great day. I'm going to join your community today for better improvement. I want to know about funding account. Can I pass funded even with you, trading with you daily? Yeah, if you concentrate, man, you have to, of course, take accountability is number one. Take accountability. I knew I shouldn't have waited for the stupid candle. till close. Should have just gone. I took the aggressive entry because stop wasn't bad. Yeah, I agree with the aggressive entry. Like I said, it's kind of the option there. It's kind of like, I probably should have just taken those with half because it's just lack of confidence because everyone follows me in, you know, and then I feel bad. But I have to just stop caring about people copying me in. It's kind of become... Should have just taken it off stream actually. Won't have to worry about that. Happens quick, battling a lot of things. Took it on the flip there. Nice. This stop loss is really shit though. Very bad stop loss. Very, very bad stop loss. You need to improve your stop loss there, man. That's just a silly stop loss. Right at support. Right? So you can't, you know, this was a good option, but a very bad stop loss placement. And you should identify that by now. You've been here long enough. It's just laziness. Laziness to plan a position. Laziness to plan a position. I'm going to get strict with you because you keep doing these mistakes and then you send me a journal and you're like, hey, I got stopped out, but there's your mistake right there. It's true. If no one's going to tell him, like literally, he knows, the fact is he knows, but he just doesn't want to make a change. He knows the rule of 2 levels of protection and then he puts his stop loss right above here. And then he asks me, is it a good position? And then I tell him and then he doesn't make a change every time. Right? Because you know this stuff. Minimum here, minimum. Why people don't change? Because they don't want to. They're comfortable. They just want to keep asking questions but don't apply. Like he did a good he did a good job by taking the entry, following his plan. Like you have to not disregard that, but if he wants to get to the next stage, he has to cut the repetitive mistakes, right? I think he's emotional. No, he took the position himself. He followed his plan. He executed on his trade, but he's making that repeated mistake of something that is very easily be fixable. It's not like a big thing that is like really hard to fix. Like you keep making a psychological issue. No, this is just literally looking at the chart and thinking to yourself, where would stop loss make sense? And there's only one thing, which is what I teach. I have literally a whole webinar on stop loss placement. There's one rule in that webinar that talks about where to place stop loss, and all you have to do is ask yourself that question. Is my stop loss respecting that rule? If the answer is no, change it. If the answer is yes, keep it. Tips to overcome FOMO. It's hard. It's hard. You just have to... There's 2 ways to overcome FOMO. You either discipline yourself or you do it enough and you realize that it... So the way I overcame FOMO is I got sick. I got sick of losing, because every time I did something with FOMO, I lost. So at some point you just get sick of it, and then you just make a change. It's like you need something to force you. Either that's a person to force you, or it's going to be yourself. Take a lot of losses. Literally, that is one method. That is how I learned. Does this not consider 2 levels protection? Where's the chart link here? Technically, but by the time it reaches there, you'll be stopped. But we're looking at a 15-minute basis now, you know? So technically it's not, but you need to be below there, because how is this protecting you? If it reaches there, you're going to be stopped, right? Because your stop loss is right there. So imagine price comes down and does that. Like, you have to survive by very small margin. So is it really protecting you? No, because you have no margin. Compared to stop here, if it comes here, you have one level, you have your second level of protection. It can do all of that in here, wick, and you're gonna be fine. You see what I'm trying to say? Anyways, congrats to everyone who took gold. Gold would have ended up playing out, taking a break of the previous 30-minute high there. So congrats if you took gold. You should be at TP now. We've had no real pullbacks here. Actually, 1 minute still making a pullback, so you can try to hold. 5 minute looks sketchy, so you could maybe hold to daily resistance and just trail based off this 1 minute structure here. So anything breaking this 1 minute structure, it's game over, and that's it. So clean trade, definitely was the one. Breaking above there, and then stop loss going below the lows here, like that. So then you return your 1-to-1. There is where you returned your 1-to-1. Give you a little bit extra for some coffee money, and that's about it. That's about it for the trade. So very clean. Slightly more aggressive way you had to get in though, so keep that in mind. Not always the easiest, but look how good the analysis was, right? Sticking with that bias and stuff like that, right? Very important to be able to do analysis. Is 90% of the battle. 90%. So yeah, gonna end stream here. Gonna pick it up for tomorrow. Only Monday, full week ahead. Nice to see some movement finally. It was a lot of range, but the movement came. That is a positive sign. That is a positive sign. That the move actually came. DAX is beautiful volume today, but unfortunately no top wick. Top wick here, we would have taken this trade, and this would be a banger trade. So sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it happens. It's not really the end of the world. And yeah, appreciate you all. Take care, and hopefully catch you guys tomorrow. Do show up to tomorrow's stream, and let's try end this week very strong and continue this momentum here. Again, congrats to everyone who took this trade. Good win. And yeah, take care all, and speak to you guys hopefully soon. Peace.